Oh, what's up, everybody? Mr. Nationwide here. Yeah, I know it's been a while since I made my last video on YouTube, but I've been so busy. Uh, yeah, I started my new job about almost a month ago. It's 4 days in a week from Sunday to Wednesday, but it's 10 to 12 hour days. So, yeah, there was a couple days. Well, it was last week. It was 2 days I was working 12 hours, and then go down to, I think, 9.5 hours, and then back to 11 hours or so. Or I don't know. I couldn't remember the last 2 days of last week, but all I remember that I got 47 hours just those 4 days, and the rest of the 3 days off. So I have an extra day to relax and then get to what I need to do. And it's a good set schedule for me and so forth. And I make more than I did in my last job. Yeah, I was out for 2 years because I need to make more money. Especially make more per hour. And then just get paid every week rather than getting paid every 2 weeks with less money. And plus, I got some loans I had to pay off. I was thinking I might have to get probably a bigger loan just to pay off those 3 loans, and just worry about paying off that loan and then paying off the rest on my truck, which I owe $2,500 more. Yeah, instead of having so many damn bills, going all at once. It's getting crazy. It's like I was getting mugged by 3 different guys that each one of their shirts will say, the company, the loan company I work for, and all that stuff. Yeah, so I've been busy, and then pretty much more focused on the election of this year. Yeah, because we got the election of 2020, so we're having President Donald Trump up for his re-election against former senator of Delaware and former Vice President Joe Biden. And let me tell you, Joe Biden, he's nothing but a career politician and a sellout. His son, Hunter Biden, one time I heard that he's working for a gas company over in Ukraine, but yeah, he doesn't have any experience. Yeah, so I'm thinking okay, well, I'm going to work for a company that hires some outsider, being in charge that doesn't have an experience of what's going on, trying to tell me how to do my job, which I have a lot more experience. That's just getting too much. And plus, it's even weirder that, okay, I think Joe Biden has a mansion that's worth, I don't know how many millions though, but do you think a politician should be getting that kind of money to buy that mansion? Yeah, it's like what former President Harry Truman once said, that you don't get rich in politics unless you're a crook. And even though he was a Democrat at that time, I pretty much agreed what he just said there. Because, over the years, we're always having a politician. It don't matter what party. It could be a Republican or a Democrat. Just been there years and years in office and just didn't do shit. Yeah, and then when something bad happens, of course, there's no defense. And just, you're just there for the money. It's like living off the taxpayers. And it's just getting ridiculous. And then you have all kinds of companies supporting them, of course. And then, well, what's even crazy, Joe Biden is getting money, from China, Russia, and Ukraine. Especially China. I mean, think about it. Their main guy over in China owns the Democratic Party somehow. And that's why I wasn't liking it anyway. I mean, they're fucking communists. I mean, the Chinese have been screwing us for years. Taking our labor and just making crappy stuff that doesn't work. Because, alright, let's say you buy a can opener and it's made in China. You bought it for $5. Okay, how long do you think that can opener will last? Not for long. It breaks, you had to buy another one. And then maybe a few months later, it breaks again. Then you had to buy another one. Then you had to buy another one, another one, another one. Which is ridiculous. You're throwing money away. Okay, if you buy a can opener that is made in America, but maybe they cost $12. How long do you think it'll last? Well, it'll last a lifetime when you take care of it. You only pay for it once. It's your last can opener you'll ever buy. You don't have to be spending money buying a new can opener every time the one you have breaks. So that's pretty much an example of how stuff is made, here or in China. Yeah, whatever you do, stop buying stuff made in China. I'm getting tired of getting ripped off by stuff made in China. Like, I look very carefully. Like, I don't care where it's made, as long as it's not made in China. Taiwan, well, at least they got the guts to stand up to China. And then stuff made in Japan, well, they make the good stuff there. I mean, especially cars. I wouldn't mind having something made there. I had work boots made in Australia, and it lasted me 5 years. So I'm very impressed. I was thinking about buying another pair. Yeah, I don't think a pair of Chinese-made boots will ever last that, because every time I'm buying them, it only lasts me 3 months, and I had to buy another one, and then shoelaces break and all this other crap. So it is fucking bullshit. And then, we got some stuff made in America. Well, even at Walmart, most of the time they sell some stuff made in China. But I found, some rubber galoshes. I bought 2 pairs, one steel toe and non-steel toe. They were made in America, and they're selling around $20. And I'm thinking, that's a good deal, especially if it's made in America. I'll buy them. And then the so-called COVID-19 bullshit. Well, that stuff was invented in a laboratory in China. But they're trying to say that it's contagious. But guess what? There was more people dying from the flu. More than before in the years. But what's even ridiculous, that we had some politicians thinking they know what's best for our public health, and they're just making things worse. I mean, it's just the common sense just to stay away from somebody who's sick, who just don't look well. You just have a high fever and just not functioning right, and all this other shit. Especially you yourself, if you feel like you have a high temperature, like your forehead's burning nonstop, and you can't, focus like you usually do, and you just don't feel like you're yourself. Well, guess what? You are sick, and if you're feeling sick, you should stay home. And then if you don't get better within a couple of days, you just see a doctor and see what's going on with it. The stuff about COVID-19 saying that you don't know if you have it, that doesn't make any damn sense. See, I won't know if I had a flu or not. Of course, I tested negative just to make sure, stuff didn't come into me, and I don't have that. But when they said people do have it, or suspect there was somebody who had it, what's even ridiculous, this thing about quarantine for 14 days, that's 2 weeks. So, what if you're not really sick and then you stay there for 2 weeks? Now, there's a couple of people who got paid on those 2 weeks from the job, but there's other people who didn't get paid and then ended up losing, 2 weeks worth of money. And that to me just sounds suspicious. And then especially new cases coming up. Well, let's just say they're misdiagnosis, and just put there in the media saying that, oh yeah, there's more people dying every single day, and the number keeps on getting higher and higher and higher and higher. Well, maybe it's just people dying from some other stuff other than that. And then what's even ridiculous, they try to say, well, wash your hands all the time. Well, yeah, if you got your hands dirty or touch something dirty, yeah, wash your hands. But you don't need to be saying it on TV or on radio all the fucking time. I mean, that shit gets annoying. And then what's even nuts, well, earlier, the first quarter of the year, well, maybe second quarter. Yeah, we're talking about every 4 months or whatever, like a physical year kind of stuff. But most of the bathrooms were closed, which is an inconvenience. Because what if you had to go there for a piss or take a shit, and the bathroom's closed? Well, an inconvenience. Yeah, those kind of people don't deserve my business. And then it's plus, it's really bad for drivers out there that are on the road. Well, I'm a driver now. That's my new job. But if I had to go to the bathroom, I'd just bring hand sanitizer and just park, the company van on the safe side of the road and just walk a few 4 feet inside the woods to just take a piss out there and use hand sanitizer and then get back in the van and drive. But we had some people peeing in balls there inside the van, and got caught. And that, as long as you're outside the van, you should be fine. Or if there's a porch on near a construction site, yeah, go in there. Or there's a park nearby, and there's bathrooms there, go to it. Or go to a gas station nearby and just buy something on the way out. Now, what I've seen so far, well, gas prices are going lower than ever. But with Biden, if Biden wins, then all of a sudden, oh no, the gas prices will be the same prices like it was 10 years ago. Yeah, I just saw gas is $1.74 a gallon. And then some $1.76, which ain't bad. But if you're living back into 2010 like I did, and then remember gas prices just went up like around $3 a gallon, $3.75 or so, that's a lot of money. So why would you vote for somebody who's gonna have the gas prices raised? I'm saying something that what they say Biden's gonna do. They say he's gonna, outlaw fracking. Fracking, is where we get our natural energy sources like natural gas, and then there's the coal mining industry and all that stuff. Now, if that stuff wipes away, we won't be able to have any source of energy. So what do we have to rely on? Oh, windmills, like what happened in California and how that failed miserably. I mean, there's some birds getting chopped up for nothing. They're just flying through. And it barely gets windy there. It hardly gets windy here. And then what's another weird thing the liberals want, for energy source? Solar panels. Well, solar panels work great in daytime, but what about nighttime? Would there be a way to store all the energy at night with the sun out? I mean, the sun gone? Probably not. And then, they want to ban fossil fuels, of course. So then we have to rely on electric vehicles? Electric vehicles are very hard to work on anyway. Yeah, then you have to take it to the mechanic to fix something that got broken. But what's even weirder, the charging station is usually powered by a diesel generator. Yeah, and that diesel generator, well, you had to put diesel fuel in there. So what's the point of all that? I mean, yeah, they have something against the internal combustion engine. It's like, these people are fucking weird. I mean, it should be like an option maybe, but not just to force the whole country to go through that. Because what's going to happen, a lot of people are going to be out of jobs. They just don't fucking care. That's the problem. Like, I don't want to see this country again with a higher unemployment rate and everyone out of a job just because Democrats want to put everybody out of business. And then over-regulating business that, these corporations couldn't even afford the regulations that they had to have their jobs overseas, which ain't good. I mean, I expect something made here, so I wouldn't have to pay more, made somewhere else to get here. Yeah, and then plus everyone's just getting all stupid and shit. Yeah, because what's even weirder? Why are there some Democrat voters, going against the Republican voters? They start all kinds of trouble, bullying, and all this other stuff, and that not just the blocking the streets, but destroying everything that comes around and shit. And it's getting ridiculous. It's like living in a third world country. Especially if the Republican voters didn't do anything to those liberals to begin with. I don't like that shit. I mean, what good is living in a country where nobody even gets along? Just over politics? That's fucking stupid. It just show how narrow-minded everyone is. And then everyone's playing politics. Yeah, and not only the presidential election is coming up on Tuesday. Unfortunately, North Carolina has their election for governor on the same year as the presidential election. It's getting ridiculous. I don't like that shit either. Other states will have it in between. Like, I remember, Pennsylvania, I mean, their election for governor will be, the last one was been back in 2018, same thing in Colorado. But they got shitty governors there now anyway. But in this one, it would be, the last one they had was 2016. Well, there was a problem with Roy Cooper, governor of North Carolina, and he needs to be put out. He needs to be fired. I mean, he's nothing but a career politician. He's been in there, as a public servant in North Carolina since 1986. So, like, when he was 28 or 29 years old. Now he's like 62. It was in the North Carolina Senate. No, the House of Representatives, and then the Senate, and then law. His dad was a lawyer, was all this other shit, and then somehow became Attorney General back in 2001. And then 15 years later, decided to run for governor against against Pat McCrory, who was the governor then that was who was re-elected. And I have a reason to suspect that Roy Cooper has cheated in the election, because we're getting the votes in from every county until Durham County had theirs late on the ballots. The ballots came in late. And then they try to say that Roy Cooper won because more voters over in Durham County. And I'm thinking, that doesn't make any sense. Like, Durham County is smaller than Wake County, where I live in. And expect them to believe that there's more people who voted for Roy Cooper than there is in Wake County, when the outside edges of Wake County, from Fouquet Varina, Garner, Knightdale, Wendell, Zebulon, Wake Forest, and Roseville, most of them voted for McCrory. But other cities that I didn't mention will be Raleigh, Cary, Apex, and Mooresville that voted Roy Cooper. Yeah, it was getting ridiculous. That Wake County is just too damn big that I'd rather than the first cities I mentioned on the outer edge of Wake County become they either become a new county in that side or consolidated cities. Yeah, because we really don't need that many people in the same county. Yeah, especially this land area. And then maybe it wouldn't cost so much getting taxpayers' money for Wake County public school system. Well, anyway, I was saying that Roy Cooper needs to be out. Yeah, he was making the situation worse and worse. Like almost the same shitty governors you'll see in New York and California. Yeah, what was is that, okay, we're supposed to be in lockdown for a couple weeks. That was back in March. And then a couple weeks, he keeps on sending the deadline, turn into 2.5 months. The 2.5 months can turn into 3 months, and he's just prolonging. And it's supposed to go through different phases. We're still stuck at phase 2. We're supposed to be in phase 4 and already moving on. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Dan Forrest is running against Roy Cooper, and I voted for him twice when he was, running for lieutenant governor. He's in 2 terms. Before he was lieutenant governor, he was an architect. Yeah, he had his own. He had his own. I don't know what you call it. He had his own office as a architect, but pretty much he's a good lieutenant governor. And what is that? Roy Cooper, schools are still closed. He allows the riots to happen. Yeah, with these crazy curfews. In Raleigh, their shitty governor, the shitty mayor and the chief of police of the Raleigh Police Department ain't doing shit about the riots. See, what it is that they they tell the businesses in downtown, to board up the windows. So anyway, everything is all boarded up on the windows. And one business is saying that every time the window gets smashed up, it costs $1,500 to replace. And they still have their boards up, even though there's not a rioting occur. With the rioting and looting, and the fucking media always call them protesting, and that's not even protesting. Since one of the protests always had violence, and then people turning over cars, and then burning down buildings. That's a fucking riot. Especially when they plaster the windows, stealing everything. That's called looting. Well, anyway, the mayor put some kind of curfew from 5 p.m. No, not 5 p.m. That'd be crazy. It was 10 p.m. all the way until 5 a.m. So that includes everybody who lives in Raleigh. Raleigh's pretty much a big city all around, because it'll take maybe 15 miles or maybe 30 minutes to get to downtown Raleigh from maybe North Raleigh. And it just doesn't make sense to put that city in a lockdown that had nothing to do with the damn rioting, who don't even live in downtown. And what's even ridiculous, these people, I don't think they're even from here anyway. And I think I think they were funded by George Soros. So I think he just sends in a bus just to fucking destroy the whole city. Yeah, back a few months ago, there was a federal monument that was on near the Capitol building. And what they did, well, somehow they took it off on the lower side, and then they tied some rope and hung it right on the traffic light post. Oh, it was a mast on traffic light. It was on bars. And I don't know how they even did that. And then the next day, they took out the whole monument. And it's like, okay, what was that monument had to do with anything? Essentially, there's no racist past anyway. They're just canceling culture, history. That's what it is. That's cancel culture. They think that the person's white. They think he's automatically racist, and then just want to cancel history and destroy the legacy, which is idiotic. That's something communists would do. Yeah, anyway, the problem with the rioting going on, you'd think the police will do something about it to stop it from happening and then get the National Guard involved. Well, no, the chief of police, tell the cops to stand down, and then the mayor saying, they're going to get hurt out there with the rioting. I said, who cares about that? What about the people? What about the innocent people with their lives at stake? I mean, why do they even get a job as a cop? You can't even do their own job. That doesn't make any damn sense. What's the point of being a cop then? Yeah, all because of that cop over in Minnesota? Well, that was just him only. Not every single cop is like that. It's so ridiculous. And then everyone's just being nuts. And I'm just glad there was no stupid curfew in Garner, though. But with this freaking shutdown, now, what's even stupid, we got Roy Cooper marching in there, and he's the same jackass that enforced a mask mandate to tell everybody to wear a mask, but he's out there marching in a protest and then a riot without a fucking mask. Like, what a fucking hypocrite. And that's why I don't even want to wear it anyway, unless it's something serious like, like at work, you got some exhaust fumes going inside the building or whatever, because, the vans go inside to load up and then unload, the loaded packages. That's the only time I wear it. And then, they even had some crazy policy that you had to have it worn when you delivered the package, like coming out from the van to this doorstep. Because they had cameras there, and then if the customer saw you didn't have one, they want to report you. Like, I thought that was nuts. But, well, I'm getting paid anyway, so who cares? It's just that, if I'm at work, why should I wear a mask anyway? Yeah, what it is that with the mask, ever since everyone's wearing a mask, then they think they can commit a crime by robbing a bank or shoplifting or whatever, and they'll never get caught because you couldn't even identify anybody with a mask on on the security cameras. Now, without the mask, you could easily identify somebody and just pull up the picture, see, I don't know, maybe pull up an ID or something. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. I don't like how the state is going. And I'm just hoping the damn force will win, that, the schools will open, more businesses will open back up and then get the economy back going. Because with a shutdown, that's worse. And then fucking Joe Biden wants to put a damn shutdown for the whole country if he gets elected, and he wants to take guns away as well. Oh, and plus he's a pedophile. You'll see him almost every video with him and every little girl or little boy, mostly little girls or teenage girls. The way he's touching and hugging them and kissing them and shit like that. Like, it's okay to pat on the shoulder and stuff and just a light hug, but not overdo it like he's doing. That's just gross. What the fuck is he thinking? Yeah, and then you got stupid liberals justifying pedophilia. Trying to normalize it to make it like some sexual orientation, and like, it's not normal. A grown man chasing after little girls, teenage girls, anybody under 18, is not normal. That's just pathetic and gross. And somebody like that deserves to get their ass beat or shot at or stabbed at if they got doing that shit again. It's getting ridiculous, man. But anyway, I don't think Biden is going to get any. I don't think anybody's going to be voting for him anyway, because you've seen his rallies. He don't have that many people in there because that social distancing crap. Trump, he got a lot more. He got a lot more bigger crowds. Now the problem with, well, here's another thing I didn't like: social distancing, 6 feet apart. Not everybody carries a tape measure, and then the problem is certain areas you got people in patrol with a freaking. They got a special orange vest, social distance control. It says on there. And then you got a bullhorn. And you're over there telling people to fucking distance themselves. And like, yeah, but if you're having a private conversation with somebody, and you don't want anybody to eavesdrop a conversation, it's just to get within 6 feet to talk about that nobody can hear. But if you go 6 feet apart, you can't hear what the other person's saying. Then you have to talk louder. Then you have everybody getting in a conversation. And that's what I don't like about that crap. And then, well, even in New York is even worse because they're trying to separate married couples too. And then you got a cop, telling everybody to wear a mask, and then somebody, came back and said, I'm not wearing a mask. Oh, guess what? He got body slammed. Well, that guy didn't even look like a cop because he was dressed up like a thug, except he was carrying a badge on a lanyard and carrying a gun. And then, plus, he was wearing that flat visor hat. I'm thinking, is this guy a cop or is he a thug mugger or a rapper or whatever? And he thinks he's a cop? Fuck that shit. That was in New York City. Now, plus Mayor de Blasio, he's destroying his own city. Now you got a lot of people moving out there as we speak. 2020 has been a shitty year. Hopefully 2021 and then the rest of the 20s be better years. Because this is just getting ridiculous. I'm just hoping this crap only happened just 1 year and never happen again probably in the next 60 or 70 years. Hopefully after I'm dead. Because if that shit had to happen again, even if I'm, over 65, I might as well die. So I wouldn't have to live through that shit. So this will be all for right now. So we'll just catch you later.